We're finally here, guys. How to get the most out of your TikTok profile. So I'm starting with a section called Setup. So now if you've created an account already, that's fine. But if you haven't, it's probably even better. So first thing to do then, if you haven't created one, is to create your profile. Now, I don't have any tips here. It's the basics of creating a profile on any platform. Choose your name, add a number, email, and you're good to go. So just do that. So now that we have that out of the way and we've all got our profile, we need to start creating our actual profile. This is everything from your profile image and video to your bio to the way you interact with the app. So let's start with our profile image. The profile image is very small on TikTok. Not on your actual page, but when you see it in most of the accounts, it's very small. Similar to an Instagram in-feed profile image. And it's not the most important part of your profile, but it is worth having something that's easy to recognize, it's visual, and it's simple. You want people to quickly know who the content is from and who it is for. If you're a brand already, you probably have some assets you can use in here. Even using the same thing you do for Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever it is. As I always say with branding, consistency is key. Next is the profile video. So this is a short video without sound that you can use as the image. It only comes up when people visit your actual profile, so it isn't seen all the time. This means it needs to relate to your profile image heavily. They need to work together. So let's say you've used your logo as your profile image then. One way to make your video and make it interesting and eye-catching would be to put your logo on a changing background. So the background keeps swapping images, and that's a really easy one to do. Slightly more complex would be to put your logo on top of some existing footage you might have. Maybe you've used some video on your website that you can put this on top of. Maybe you just use the video footage without having your logo on top of it. So if you aren't using a logo, one idea that I've used before is to have a cycling of images related to the audience that I'm trying to capture. So for this, it was a food-based account. So what I did was I created a short video that had just beautiful pictures of food cycling through. Really bright, colourful images. This meant that anyone who landed on this account page knew straight away that this page was to do with food. Now, you could slap a logo on top of that and that would be fine. Just make sure it has movement and pops out of the screen. You don't have a lot of space to work with, and you don't have much time to show it off, so it needs to be highly visual and interesting. It needs to grab attention. So let's talk about the bio next. This needs to be snappy, and I mean quick and easy. Keep it short, keep it simple, and just say what you do and be playful with it. Some ideas to put in would be, what you do on this account. Is it specific to a certain niche? Are you covering certain topics? What are you doing? Can you make this fun, for instance? James Brooks is the CEO of Milkshakes. So contact details is next. Is there an email they can get in touch with you? A link to your website? A note on this. They are testing this as of this recording, so you might not be able to all do this. Depends if they like you. But you can add one link to your profile. And that's all I would put in there. And funk it up with some emojis. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Put some more. If you've been on TikTok, you'll get that reference. Next, you want to be making sure you link up your Instagram and your YouTube accounts if you have them. So TikTok adds these as really nice little hot links that people can access those easily. It's amazing that they do this, and it really helps gaining that cross-platform exposure. it really allows you to drive more traffic to your Instagram and YouTube accounts as well. So growing this can help grow those other accounts super easy. So now we have a nice looking profile there. A few things that I want you to do before going any further is first, record a video, at least a single video. And just one, it doesn't matter how good it is, it doesn't matter if it's on a trend or not. Just record a video, maybe 3 videos, and you're going to post those straight away. A good tip for these is to do one, saying how you're new to TikTok and that you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, and here's why you should listen. These videos pop up a lot and they tend to do very well. And it also helps the audience understand, oh, okay, I'm interested in that, so I'll follow them. Again, you don't need to actually talk to camera. You can put all of this in text like you would for Instagram stories and then add the sound on top of that. So the second could be something a little bit more fun. Maybe take an industry trope and spin that into a video. For instance, I heard this one, someone hadn't slept for 48 hours and they were saying about that. Now I span that into a video about marketers when they're coming up to deadlines. It's a bit of an industry joke, but anyone who I was targeting that saw that would realise that on a personal and professional level and be like, oh yeah, that's exactly like what I do. And then you just get a nice follow, you get a nice engagement from it. The third video, just do whatever you want. Maybe mix it up, maybe do something heavily educational. So this process does a few great things for you. Number 1, it's getting you over that block of actually starting to create content for TikTok. It really pushes you into it. Secondly, it gives you some initial stats to work with. You can see what each of these 3 videos do, and from there you can start to get a sense of what works, what doesn't, and then which of those can then inform your next videos. Thirdly, it's giving users something to look at, because in the next step, we're going to start driving more people to our page and our content. If you haven't posted anything, then it's going to waste your time. So you need to get something out there so that when people actually do visit your profile, they see you're active, they watch your videos, they hopefully follow you, and they don't leave without doing some action. The next step is now. This is where the hard work starts to happen. So what I want you to do to really set up your account for success, remember earlier how we said that the TikTok algorithm categorizes its users into groups? Well, we want to speed that process up so that not only are we getting the right content to see and to react to, but also our content is more likely to be shown to the groups of people we want it to. Now you can do the next steps in kind of any order you want, but just keep doing it on a regular basis. So the first step is to search for specific hashtags that are relevant to you and your brand. So for me, it's marketing, business, entrepreneurship, those kinds of things. Now, you want to add all of those to your favorites. This is telling TikTok that these are the things you like. So show me more of this. It also makes it easier when we are creating videos to just smash those hashtags into our content. It's not the same as Instagram, where you need to have a massive bank of hashtags from different levels, and the hashtags don't need to be as specific. So really, just get a nice range of super popular ones, a couple of middle of the road ones, and then you can always add a niche hashtag in as you go per video. I would suggest starting with around 3 to 5 that are the basis of what you do. These are a more general basis of content. These will go into every video you post. Then another 3 to 5 that are slightly more niche, maybe not as popular, but still important. These will go into videos if they work for that particular piece of content. Then another 3 to 5 that are just super niche. You might not use these in these videos as much, but it's important for the next stage. So the super niche ones would be things for me like hashtag Adobe Illustrator. Then just go and save a load of others just for good use. On each of those 15 hashtags, you're going to engage daily with as many videos as you can. You might have seen the same thing on Instagram, and it works here as well, surprisingly so. So don't just comment on videos with a couple of emojis, but also they don't need your life story, and there is a character limit as well. So I found the best thing is to have a little humour or say something interesting relevant to the video. Doing this will get you an insane amount of traffic to your content. Even one of my best performing comments was from a few months ago, and it's got over 10,000 likes now and over 200 replies to it. It's actually doing better than some of my content. So that's the power of doing decent comments on TikTok. Now you want to do this every day, forever. I get it that sometimes you won't have the time. It does make sense, but ideally that's what you need to be doing to really see big growth. And if you really don't have the time, just spend half an hour to an hour on maybe one hashtag a day. Or just generally scrolling through your profile, scrolling through the For You page and just commenting on every video that comes up. That brings me nicely into step 3. So again, an ongoing and very important step. You need to keep up with your comments that you are leaving on other people's content. So if someone replies to it, make sure you reply back. If you think it needs a reply, obviously. This is actually where the power comes in. A comment is great, but it's not really going to actually drive too much traffic. It will drive some, but not much. If you're replying back to people, then it intrigues them further to know more. They go on your profile, they have a look around, they follow you, like some of your videos. So a bonus tip on that is you'll get hate from time to time, especially on TikTok, and you'll get this on any platform. But here's a challenge for you. Can you turn those haters into advocates? And I think you can with a bit of wit and a calm mind. So if someone starts posting hate on your content or the comments you're leaving, don't just let it sit. And if you don't reply if you're angry with what they've said. Give it a chance and try and turn them around. So let me show you an example of this. On one piece of content I put out, someone simply said it was BS. So how did I reply to that? I said, no way, man. It's the bomb, and a fire emoji. And then I got a reply saying, no, you're a diabelled. And I was like, ooh, I see an opportunity here. So he's made a spelling mistake, which is quite fun. So I replied with, it's true, I am a diabelled, and then a crazy face emoji. And then it turned them around and got a, no joke, you're safe. So that wasn't the worst hate I've had. But it shows that you can turn haters around. You just need to have a bit of fun with it. And if you don't react in a negative way, and at worst if they can't be turned around, then they are going to just look bad anyway. I've also had this before where I took my normal light-hearted attitude towards the hate, and they were not having it. They were really not on board with that. But in the end, they looked bad and they started getting a lot of people replying to them in my defense. So again, it made more people get that emotional connection to me and my content. It's a win-win. You can't lose in those situations. The only way you can lose is by replying when you're angry. Okay? So that's the setup of your account done. You're ready to move on to creating more and more content. Now, let's go through that.